What's poppin', family? We back again for another episode. In this video, I'm gonna talk about how we can actually go about fixing our mistakes and focusing on the important things when it comes to fixing our mistakes. If you don't know, this is Jared Tries Trading. My name is Jared. I quit my job back in August 2021 to pursue my dream of being independent, working for myself, and becoming consistent and profitable at this day trading thing. So I put together this little slideshow. It's nothing crazy, man. This isn't fucking school or college. I did this shit quick. But this video is about focusing on the how, actually fixing our day trading mistakes. I think, you guys can resonate with this. I've been journaling my trades since I started, back in January. It's one of the most coveted things in trading when they say, how to get better is you got to journal, you got to get your data. How do you know what to fix and how you're doing and performing, all that good stuff. And I've been journaling my mistakes the whole time. The same kind of mistakes. No technical reason to exit, trend still intact, no relative strength, market misread, gambling, greed, held too long, fear, FOMO, a shit ton of mistakes. But what I've realized is it's not enough. It does nothing to realize that I felt fearful. It does nothing to realize that I wasn't patient enough and keep saying it over and over. And I'm moving into the next part of this, which is how, focusing on the how. And I've added a new tag, a new column for my trades, and they're called action points. Like I just said, we all see these same ass mistakes over and over, and it's just like magically we're supposed to just stop being fearful. Magically we're supposed to build patience. And I don't think it's gonna work. So I'm going to go through a couple of examples, show you how it works, what I'm thinking as it applies to my trading, and hopefully it's helpful for you guys. So a couple of big mistakes I have, I'm always fearful. I'm always wishy-washy. No matter how many indicators are green, it's just experience. I'm not always 100% confident in my trades, right? I'm fearful that it's going to go against me right away, although I'm getting better at it. I need help. I need to figure out how to stop being fearful. And you guys probably know about this too. I didn't let the trade run. I took $50 on it. That shit went up $2 more. Or I took a $10 win, or I took a $10 loss, $40 loss, $100 loss. And right when I get out, it goes in my direction because I had a good pick. How can we let a trade run? So this is pretty much the point. I added new tags to my trades. Look at that. Instead of just mistakes, and they're labeled action points. How can we stop feeling fear and actually let our trades run? These are a couple action points that I created, and I'm gonna see if it can help me. But this just makes it tangible. It makes it so I'm actually working on fixing it instead of just saying it. An action point. Set the stop and do not exit unless one of the following happens. Either I'm going to stop out for an accepted loss, no matter what it is. It could be $100, $200. Unless I stop out, I have to accept that it might be a loss. And a lot of traders I've actually heard, in just trying to learn more, they already start out thinking, this trade is going to be a loss until I'm proven otherwise. Just another way for you to be okay accepting the loss if it happens. So do not exit unless I stop out, or I ride it until a 3A EMA cross, meaning, and I'll show you guys, an HA candle has a wick on the opposite side of or on the flat bottom side, or SPY is no longer supporting our position. These are 4 things, only 4 ways that I'm going to be able to exit a trade. And none of these have fear involved. These are tangible ways. I'm going to stop out for an accepted loss because the alert goes off. The 3A EMA cross, the HA candle tells me to, or SPY is now reversing or is showing weakness, And this one's probably the most difficult because it comes with nuance and experience and, reading price action. So this one's a little bit, different, but it's something we have to work towards anyways. Tangible action item. The next one. Only trade with SPY tailwind unless it has supreme relative strength and relative weakness. Every now and then you get those stocks that just keep going down or keep going up even though SPY is not doing shit. That's what I mean. And even then, you probably want to take your profits quickly. But when SPY is at our backs, we can have conviction in our trade and it will be clear when it is no longer working. These are what I mean by action items, action points. They're tangible things that I can do to help me. None of these have fear involved. It's all letting the technicals talk, right? So let me get into a couple of examples. Here we have coin. I traded this twice today, and these action items might have been able to help me not avoid a loss, but maybe even stay in a trade so that it becomes a win. Right here, SPY overlay right here, clearly downtrending after a weak rally in the morning. We have HA candles here, flat topped. Obviously there's bounces in here, but we have lower low, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower high. This is probably lower high, clearly trending downward. I got in right here at 11:20. Let me actually make sure for you guys. Coin 11:30. I got in right here in this candle, and I actually stopped myself out in the next candle. It's a big green one, and the ATR on coin 70 cents. It probably was higher in that day, in the middle of the day. In just the next candle, I was down $70. That's in 5 minutes. That doesn't feel good. So I stop out. If I followed, do not exit unless it gets above my compression point or compression level, or do not exit unless I have a 3/8 cross with confirmation. I should have stayed in this trade. Not only was the downtrend still intact, we didn't make a higher high, up above this level, which is probably where my stop was. The trend was still intact, and after I get out 10 minutes later, bam. And this is on coin, this move is like $100, and I could have even stayed in it. And on HA basis, and this is where the nuance comes in, yeah, I could stop out here on a doji and then always get back in, which is what I did. But that's how these rules are going to help me. There's no need for me to take a $70 loss. It didn't hit my stop. It didn't have a 3/8 cross. It just bounced a little bit, and the ATR is high. And I felt fear because of my P&L. But if I followed those rules, don't stop out unless my stop is hit, I would have been able to stay in the trade and take advantage of this, which I did later. But I got in here, got out 5 or 10 minutes later to get my money back pretty much and make it like a $30 profitable trade, combining both trades. So that's one example of eliminating fear and using this actionable item, a tangible item, to help fix my mistakes. Do I have another example? And then SPY tailwind. Chewy today. I traded Chewy to the upside early in the morning. Volume was low on the SPY rally, but nonetheless, that shit was stacking greens. Bulls were clearly in control. Chewy, clearly in control. The bulls, very nice price action. I got in, I think right here at 10:05. Both Chewy and SPY going in the same direction. I have SPY tailwind. I have conviction in this trade, and I get out right up here. Let me make sure. I get out at 10:19. So at the top of this candle. Why did I get out? This wick above on the top was showing me that there was a little bit of weakness. Sellers were coming in. I wanted to take my profit. I think I took about 18% on 2 contracts on Chewy. This actually kind of made my day. That's what I mean by taking trades with SPY tailwind. And hypothetically, just to go over another example, we compressed here. I could have entered short right here. I wouldn't take this trade. This is hypothetical because Chewy was up at this point. But I would set my alert right here at this level, create alert, above, enter right here. Unless this alert goes off, I cannot stop out for a loss. No matter what it does right here, bouncing, chopping around. Unless this alert goes off and confirms, I stay in the trade. And by using that, I would have been able to stay here. 3-8 cross. If you use the HA candles, and this is part of the experience and nuance part of it, do I want to use the HA signal to exit? What's SPY doing? Do I have SPY tailwind? Or do I want to use the 3-8 cross? And it all depends on the price action you're reading, and so that's part of the experience part. But I'm hoping these actionable items, these action points, help me fix these mistakes. Let's see, do I have another example? I wanted to keep this kind of short. I took TTWO today on the break of the compression right here. Let me make sure. This will be the last example at 12:15 right here. So relatively weak, clearly in a downtrend, but right here SPY found support. Now, if you're experienced enough, obviously you're like, okay, the stock's still relatively weak. It's not bouncing with SPY. I'm okay to hold it. But what this does is now you got to feel a little bit of fear. Now you have to question yourself. What do I do? By avoiding even taking this trade, because I didn't have SPY tailwind, I don't have to feel any of this fear. And I could have got in over here when SPY started rolling over, and it just gives you that extra safety net. And Pete has been talking about it forever. It's the main key to all of this, is getting the market right. If you get the market right, you get the stock right, you're gonna make money. And this actionable action point is gonna help me adhere to that. So just to review, focus on the how. Fuck it, you're impulsive, you're a gambler. How can we fix our mistakes? And these are just a couple of mine. Now you guys might need to, apply some to your own mistakes and create your own, but these are mine, and I'm going to continue to add some action points once I see what mistakes are really, really affecting me the most. You know what I mean? So I looked at my errors, or I looked at my trader sync, and just this week, I'm down $170, or my losses were $170, just because I wasn't trading with market tailwind and I didn't follow the 3-8 cross, or letting it run via doesn't hit my stop. If it didn't hit my stop, like I stopped out a couple times for $10-20. If I let it either go to my alert or keep running, it would have been a profitable trade. So I think this is going to help me keep me in trouble, but this is the main one I'm focusing on because, like that Chewy trade, I had no fear. I had no doubts in my mind. You never know what's going to happen in the market, and it could still not work out even with SPY tailwind, but do not trade without market tailwind. Who is winning? The bulls or bears? Whichever side is winning, trade to that side. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any action items that you're going to put down on for your mistakes. How are you guys going to go about fixing your mistakes? As always, keep it green, and until next time, see ya.